In this demo, we want to take a look at how we can add an approval to a particular environment in a release, but not all the other ones. So this is actually a ReleaseGate type thing. And here I've got a QA environment, and if I look at my approvers, I don't have any kind of improvement here. So these are automatically approved when a release is created if their deployment is set, and I have a deployment commission. So do I have an automatic deployment commission after release creation? That's what I have, or I have no deployment. So this one, when I create the release, this will deploy and nobody approves it. For the staging environment, when I look at this one, this is automatic as well, but this doesn't deploy automatically. Somebody has to choose to deploy it. So let's add an approval here. So I have the option for pre-deployment and post-deployment approval. And let's go ahead and pick specific users. And in this case, to make it easy, I'm going to pick myself here. You notice I have 2 accounts, but I'm going to pick this one. In this case, I'm actually going to pick 2 here. I can pick my second account. Now I have options here that I can say in any order, in sequential order, meaning that both accounts would have to approve, or any one of these can approve. So when I say OK, I've now added approvals here, and I want to save this. Approve for the staging environment. So let's create a release. If I go back and look at all of my release definitions, I've actually got a release that went to integration for a change and it hasn't gone any further. So let's create a new release. So I'll create this release, and this is for my latest build here. You'll notice what I have here is there's some automatic deployment here for QA, which has no approver, but staging, which does have an approver, is a manual deployment. So let's create this, and you'll notice once I click through here and look at this, my QA environment is actually in progress right now. So this deployment is occurring, and if I were to look at a log, we'd see the console output here at some point that would come in and say, here's all the actions that are taking place on the agent, and this is what's happening during this particular release and deployment. And in fact, I think this one's actually finished quickly. It didn't get a chance to upload, but there it is. So now I have the chance to deploy this to staging. So let's come back here and let's deploy it to staging. Now you'll see what's going to happen here. I've got the artifacts and work items and things there. And you'll notice once I do this, I actually get a pre-deployment approval pop up. I certainly could have this email myself, and if I check the account for this, or the email account for this particular login, I should see it. You'll see I've got a pre-deployment pending approval here, got the chance to reassign it, and then I can type approve if I want to. If you want to see what this looks like, my mail is slow to come in, but here's another one that I got for the prior release. Here's 19. I've noticed this is happening. If I view the request, I'll go see information about the release that's similar to what's here to let me know. Now you'll notice I can add comments here if I would like to. I can reassign this to another individual or defer this deployment, but I'm going to go ahead and approve it. And once I do that, what's going to happen is that release will actually occur, and we'll see that go to in progress here. So if I want to actually make changes, I have the ability to come into most of the release systems out there and assign approvers in some way. I want to be careful and understand what's going to go on so that I can say, am I approving all users or one user or in some order? Am I going to send out emails that I need? Or am I going to allow these to automatically go depending on deployment conditions? Hopefully this demo has given you an idea of how you can add approval gates to a release.